Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, I am Brianna, and as you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be all about posing. I had a hard time deciding on a title for this video. I was thinking posing 101 or how to pose for your Instagram photos or just posing inspiration and tips, but they all kind of apply to this video. Any of those titles could work, but I'm just going to be going over some different tips and tricks and just things to consider when you're posing for a photo. So some things that I'm going to talk about are triangles, movement, sitting/squatting photos, accessories, angles, are just a few of the things that I'm going to cover in today's video. Anyways, you should definitely stick to the end of this video so you can see me incorporate all these tips and tricks that I am talking about into my posing and photo shoots for Instagram. So let's begin. So all the tips and tricks are just things to kind of consider when you're going and taking photos. So the first one I'm going to talk about is triangles. Sometimes you don't even realize that you are doing it when you are posing, but it definitely adds a great element to some of your photos. What I mean by triangles is making triangles with different parts of your body, if that's your arms, your leg, and how you position your hands just to form triangles. So some ways to kind of make triangles is having your hands in your hair, just either running your fingers through your hair or just kind of playing with the ends of your hair. Honestly, just makes a very cute photo. Another way to kind of incorporate triangles is by having your hands like on your face, and I'll show you some photos from my Instagram of just having your hands on your face that kind of naturally form triangles. So ways that your legs can kind of make triangles, I personally don't do this very often, but you can prop your leg up kind of like a flamingo position and it will form a triangle with your legs, which I think looks really cute. Also, something as simple as just having your hands in your pocket and then your arms relaxed makes for a great photo. Another thing that I like doing is movement photos. I've just recently started doing photos with movement, and that's just because on Instagram I've been seeing a lot of influencers and bloggers just incorporate so much movement into photos, and I love how their photos come out. So it's always good to just add movement to your photos because it makes your photos interesting, which is a very important thing, especially if you're trying to, I guess, get out there more on Instagram and just grow a following. You want to keep your content very interesting, just attract people to click on your photo and check out your account. So some different things that you can do to incorporate movement into your photos is, of course, walking or skipping, which I think skipping looks really cute, and they're just fun photos to do in general. So the next one is kicking, which, I mean, it sounds kind of weird just saying that, but it's just throwing your foot out towards the camera. It just adds a nice little element to your photos. So kicking photos are always fun to do. Another style of movement photos that I like a lot is leaning back, or just leaning in general. One of my favorite ways to go about doing this is kind of doing like a Michael Jackson kind of pose, and that is going on your tippy toes and then arching and leaning your back, if that makes sense. I'll be popping up some Instagram photos or just some photos I've taken in the past to kind of show you guys. I love doing that pose. It's just very different, kind of looks very editorial-like, or something you would see in a magazine, so I think it's really cool. Another kind of movement photo is leaning back against a wall and prop your legs up, just cross your arms or relax your arms. Just leaning back against the wall is another way to just kind of spice up your photos. The next set of tips are for sitting/squatting. So I'm going to show you guys some ways that I have squatted in my photos that just I think look really cool and fun and different, or I'll be popping those up on the screen. There's just a bunch of ways you can kind of go about squatting in your photos, and I really like how those kind of photos look. And for sitting photos, I personally don't do a lot of sitting photos, but I'll put up some pictures of photos that I have like sat down on the ground or in a chair, or really anything, just so you guys can get some ideas on how you can sit in photos. I don't really know how to explain that one more, but yeah. Another great way to kind of make your photos look more interesting and just some ideas for posing is using a prop or accessories. I mean, props can really be anything. I've used an old phone for a prop. I've used just other things as props. A very easy prop that you can incorporate in your photos are simply accessories. I don't even know if that's proper grammar. That can be handbags, which I love. Adding movement with your purse by swinging it towards the camera. Hats make great props because you can have your hands on your hat, or you can be holding your hat to your side. Or jackets are also great props because you can hang them off your arms, you can hold them, you can drop them over your back. That being said, props or accessories are a very easy way to make your photos look more interesting. One more thing that I'm going to talk about before we go and have our photo shoot is angles. So about angles, there's not really a lot to be said about them, but I prefer my photos taken at a lower angle. So usually whoever's taking my photos, if that's my boyfriend or my sister or my mom, anyone, I ask them to squat down and just get the camera as low to the ground as possible and shoot at an up angle. I love how photos taken at a lower angle look. So shooting at a lower angle, probably the biggest bonus from doing that is that it makes you look taller, and to me it looks very flattering just shooting at a lower angle, and it looks very editorial-like. It just looks really cool, and I love how those look. So pretty much that tip is just shoot at a lower angle. Okay, well that is pretty much all the tips that I have, or things that I just consider when I'm out having a photo shoot for my Instagram. Obviously you don't have to do any of these things. I'm not saying that these are the only kind of photos that look good. Like, there's so many ways to make photos look good. However you like to take photos is fine. I'm not saying that you have to do it. I hope you guys learned something from those tips. Now let's just go have a photo shoot and I'll show you how I incorporate these tips into my photos. Thank you guys so much for sticking to the end of this video. I hope you guys learned some new things and new ideas for posing. You guys should definitely go and check out my Instagram because that's where I post a lot of my photo shoots that I do. I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, if you use any of the tips that I talk about in this video, you should definitely tag me on Instagram so I can see your guys' awesome photos. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if you have any video ideas or video requests, and leave me a comment as well if you have any prayer requests, or you can DM me at Brianna Nobles and I'll be more than happy to start praying for you. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.